Are you trying to find the best way to monetize your YouTube channel? Do you want to make thousands of dollars on YouTube but you just don't know which monetization method you should be choosing? Well, in this day and age, it's so much easier to make money on YouTube than what it was back in the 2010s. But with so many different monetization options, it's really difficult to know which method fits you the best to give you the most revenue growth. So in this video, I'll be ranking every YouTube monetization method so you know which ones are the best. So here's how we're going to be ranking each of the monetization methods, just by using a classic ranking system that a lot of other YouTubers have been doing. So to start off with the monetization method rankings, we're going to talk about ad revenue. Now, ad revenue is one of the most common and most well-known monetization methods out there on YouTube. However, it's really too reliant on the number of views you have to get in order to turn a profit. And more importantly, the revenue really varies depending on the niche you're actually operating in. For example, if you were to make videos in a tech-related niche, then your CPM might be a lot higher compared to ones that are targeted to kids. The reason behind this is because kids aren't as likely to click on an ad and actually buy something compared to an actual adult who's watching a tech review channel who might actually click on an ad related to the content that is being shown. So when it comes to the content that you're making for ad revenue, it's more focused on generating a lot of views and not really for the profits or revenue. And just because of all these reasons, I'm going to be ranking ad revenue in the C tier. So the next YouTube monetization method you have to know about is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing can really be a great monetization method, especially if you have a great backing of a consistent viewer base and subscriber base. The more you create engaging content on YouTube, the more enticed people are to actually click on your affiliate links and buy the same products that you're using. Smaller or medium-sized YouTube channels do have a chance of actually making it really big with affiliate marketing if you can make really good YouTube content. However, one big downside of affiliate marketing is that it really relies on your expertise on mastering YouTube growth, especially in the views and subscriber rates. The reason behind this is because it really depends on how much trust you can build with your audience and have them returning to click on your links and always buying your product. But that does come naturally over time as you continue posting more videos and be consistent with the uploads on YouTube. Overall, I would say this is a good monetization method and I would rank this as a B tier. Now, here is another great monetization method that a lot of YouTubers do nowadays, especially since the early beginnings, which is merchandising. I can guarantee you that anyone who is watching this video has always thought about starting their own merchandising business and offering their own t-shirts, jackets, or even figurines. I mean, selling your own merchandise is a really cool concept. However, this monetization method is a lot harder than you might actually think it is. This is because if your viewers aren't as dedicated as they are supposed to be when it comes to watching your content, then no one is going to buy your merchandise. The reason why merchandising can be so hard to pull off is because it really does require you to have a big channel and a huge audience to always buy your merchandise. But this is not to say that you need 1 million subscribers or like 10 million subscribers to pull this off sustainably. I've even seen channels that only have 50,000 subscribers or close to 100,000 subscribers that can do merchandising very easily and have a loyal community always buying their products. But if you're a channel below 20k subscribers, I wouldn't really recommend doing merchandising as a monetization method. So for all those reasons, and take into account that most of these people who are actually watching this YouTube video probably is just starting their YouTube channel, I would rank monetization methods as a C tier. Now, another YouTube monetization method you have to know about is community management. The community membership program on YouTube is just really meant for larger channels that have a huge audience. If you're a larger creator, let's say like with 75,000 plus subscribers, then this could be like a C tier option, especially since you already have a loyal fan base. However, if you're just a smaller channel, you won't be able to do this monetization method because you don't have a big enough community or fan base to support you. And to be more frank with you, your fan base and community that is there don't really trust you at the moment, so you got to continue making more content until that trust really develops and they might even consider buying into a community membership program. Honestly, this monetization method is just a waste of your time and you do have to make a lot more content, more specifically exclusive content that is meant for your community members. And you definitely could be using that time elsewhere to make more better content for your main YouTube channel or for a different monetization method. So for all those reasons, I'm going to be putting the community membership monetization method as a D tier. So the next monetization method I'll be talking about are donation services such as Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. As the name suggests, this is more of a donation system than a way to actually generate revenue. This donation system fits a lot better for those channels that just do YouTube as a hobby. So if you are one of those channels that do YouTube as a hobby, then this would definitely be an A tier list option for you because this is the best way to actually generate enough revenue or enough funds to actually run your YouTube channel. Patreon is meant to help a lot of creators that do YouTube as a hobby just create content, such as, you know, paying editors, paying script writers, paying licensing fees, and so on. So if your goal is to just profit from YouTube and start earning a passive income, then Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee is not an option for you. And for that reason, I'll be ranking the donation system as a D tier. All right, for the next monetization method I'll be talking about is branded products, and this is something really new that is happening on YouTube. There are actually a lot of YouTubers that are doing branded products nowadays. You have people like KSI and Logan Paul with Prime, Mr. Beast with his Feastables, and Huda with Huda Beauty. Creating branded products gives a lot of creators so much more autonomy and control of how they're going to manage their revenue and profits. And more importantly, they aren't restricted by YouTube's terms and policies. So what I mean by control is that a bunch of these creators will have a lot more control over how they're going to market their products, and they have the guarantee factor that they have a loyal fan base and community that will 100% buy into any branded products that they start themselves. Even though this monetization method is really good on YouTube, the only big downside with this is that you really do need to be a huge YouTuber to pull this off successfully. This option is not really meant for small or medium-sized YouTube channels, even though there are some small or medium-sized YouTube channels that can pull this off successfully, especially if your niche is a lot more specific. But in most cases, these small tier YouTube channels can't really compete against bigger YouTube channels that has an established fan base. So with all of that being said, I'll be ranking this monetization method in the A tier. The reason why I'm not putting it in the B tier is because it's actually a really great monetization method, especially for huge channels out there with a really great loyal fan base. But the reason why it's not an S tier is because it's not as accessible for a lot of smaller tier YouTube channels that just want to monetize their smaller audience. End of the day, I'll put this in A tier. Really great option for monetization methods. Not meant for everyone, but it's a great one. So sponsorships is going to be the next monetization method I'll be talking about here. This is a very typical YouTube monetization method that a lot of creators opt for. You have a lot of brands that sponsor a bunch of creators such as Manscaped, HelloFresh, and World of Tanks that are always sponsoring a bunch of YouTube videos. I mean, you definitely heard about these sponsors so many times because there are so many creators out there promoting them. But you do have to be careful with the type of sponsor that you choose to work with, and if you choose a sponsor that doesn't really represent your brand at all, then no viewer of yours is going to be bothering to watch that ad, or in the worst case scenario, your video. And to give you more of an example of what I mean, if you're like a tech review channel that is reviewing the latest like MacBook or camera that is being released to the market, and you have an ad placement of World of Tanks, it just doesn't make any sense. Why should I be watching an ad talking about World of Tanks and the coolest features that you can have in the game when I just came to video to learn more about the tech that I bought? It just doesn't make sense, and it really hurts the views. Another big downside of doing sponsorships is that it really does rely on the amount of views that you can consistently get for each of your videos. For example, a video that performs really badly can lead to a lower payout, or in the worst case scenarios, a lot of the sponsorships will just cancel out the agreements and not sponsor you anymore. And just because of all of these reasons that I give, sponsorships hangs around between C tier and D tier, but since I'm feeling a little bit nice today, I'll be putting the sponsorships in the C tier. Now, this is a new monetization method that has come up more recently, especially with the introduction of YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is actually very similar to how ad revenue works, because it really depends on the number of views you can receive on your video and the CPM that follows it. This type of monetization method promotes the fact that you have to create really amazing content on YouTube, but again, it really depends on the niche that you're in. As I mentioned, it's very similar to ad revenue, so you can just go back and skip to the front of the video to watch more about it. This monetization method is more of a third source of revenue than a main source, so I wouldn't be solely relying on YouTube Premium or even ad revenue for revenue. So with all of these reasons, similar to ad revenue, I'll be ranking YouTube Premium as C tier. Now we're going to be starting to get into some of the best monetization methods I know out there on YouTube, and the first one I'll be talking about are digital products. So this will include templates and tools, premium exclusive content, and maybe ebooks. I'm not including courses, coaching, or done for you services because they deserve their own category. So why are digital products so great on YouTube? Digital products sell the best on YouTube because it directly helps your viewers' problems. 90% of viewers on YouTube use YouTube as a huge search engine to resolve a problem that they're having. So taking this into account, viewers are more inclined to actually buy your product if your digital product can really solve the problem that they're dealing with. Viewers watching your video would be more inclined to purchase their digital product and try it out themselves because they are much more trustworthy of the fact that you are posting content, promoting the fact that you can actually help resolve the problems and issues. When it comes to digital products, you always have to remember that people are always in a state of learning. Buying digital products helps them with their understanding, and if it can resolve their problem, then this is amazing news. So with all of those reasons, I'll be putting digital products in the A tier. Now, one of the best monetization methods you have to know about that I mentioned earlier are courses and coaching. As I mentioned, in digital products, people always want to learn more about how they can improve themselves and how they can just win at life. And to really help transform your viewers from point A to point B, selling a one-on-one coaching service or a group coaching service really generally does the best. Viewers that are coming from your videos want that exclusive access to you and have your guidance at the ready whenever necessary. If you're able to demonstrate your expertise and understanding of your viewers' problems, they will 100% buy into your coaching program or any courses that you're selling. And because of all of these reasons, you can charge enormous prices that YouTube will never offer to you in the first place. And what I mean by this is that you can charge thousands of dollars because of it. And with all that being said, this is why courses and coaching programs on YouTube is an S-tier monetization method. Now, the second last monetization method you have to know about, and it's one that I often promote, are service-based products. Service-based products helps resolve an innate issue that people oftentimes cannot solve themselves, whether that be lacking in the expertise, not understanding the necessary systems to be successful, or just not having enough time to do it themselves. Service-based products aim to promote yourself as the go-to expert when it comes to resolving a lot of these issues and problems that your viewers are experiencing, and in most cases, these viewers would reach out to you to actually have you manage their own problems and get the results for them. And similar to developing your own course and coaching program, you can sell your service-based product at extortionate prices, and that's how you can make thousands of dollars on YouTube even with just a small YouTube channel. Just a side note, when it comes to service-based products, you are more focused on the B2B aspect of things more than the B2C. So taking everything into account here, this is why I'll be ranking service-based products as an S-tier monetization method on YouTube. Now, this is a new YouTube monetization method that is starting to take steam on different platforms like LinkedIn and Instagram, but I can definitely see it growing on YouTube, and that being our newsletters. Newsletters have become a lot more popular nowadays, especially on LinkedIn, and are starting to hop onto the trend. You can gain a lot of revenue from either using a monthly subscription for your newsletter or placing or promoting a bunch of ads or branded products. When it comes to starting your own YouTube channel for your newsletter, there is a more interesting way of doing things. Now, compared to other YouTube channels, newsletters offer a really unique way to start a channel. And what I mean by this is that there is a more interesting storytelling element when it comes to promoting your newsletter on YouTube. So this will make your videos appear a lot more interesting and a lot more fun for the viewers to watch. A great example that I'm going to be talking about is Starter Story, where he started his YouTube channel like around 2 years ago, but all of his videos are just storytelling videos talking about how entrepreneurs get from $0 to $1 million from their own ideas. And that's how Starter Story is able to grow his newsletter to the thousands of figures just by making YouTube videos. Newsletters serve the same purpose as what courses and coaching programs do on YouTube. People would want to subscribe to a newsletter and tune in to read it just because it helps resolve an innate problem that they're dealing with. However, since newsletters are quite new and it's really hard to judge how successful it will actually be, I'm not putting it in the S tier, so for now it's going into the A tier. And that's all the different monetization methods you have to know about when it comes to growing on YouTube and gaining a sustainable revenue income. Hopefully this list makes a lot more sense and you have a better idea of what kind of monetization methods you should be choosing for your own channel and what stage you are when it comes to your YouTube channel growth. If you want to learn more on how you can properly monetize your YouTube channel and gain the most amount of revenue, feel free to leave a comment in the video below and I can definitely answer a lot of the burning questions that you might have about the strategy. Other than that, why not you just subscribe to my YouTube channel so you stay updated on when I next upload. And taking everything that I just mentioned in this video, why not you just go kill it on YouTube.